Everybody. Oh man. Oh man. What do I feel like we need a little more light? More light in here, maybe? A little more light? Okay, cool. All right. Hi guys, how are you? I don't know how I am, but I'll be okay. Ugh. I do feel like there is a channeled message, and there's a lot of messages and downloads coming in, and ultimately, these past 48 hours. Let me take my earbud out because I'm not using it anymore. These past 48 hours, oh my gosh, dude, have been so emotional. I've just been feeling like, and outside of myself, even like this collective, it just feels so heavy. It just feels like there's a lot of healing going on right now. And although, yes, it's very beautiful and powerful, it just feels like everyone is going through it right now. There is this shift that's happening where the things that you have been working through, the things you've been healing through, are resurfacing again. And it's like it's like the universe telling you, okay, this is the last time. Like, not that we're ever done healing, but, and maybe not even that this thing that you're grieving or healing through is the last time you're going to think about it, because I don't think that's necessarily possible. We're not always on this like upward trajectory of healing, right? It doesn't always forever get better. I think you just get better at managing it and recognizing it and allowing yourself to feel and heal and grieve and just go through it. But I feel like there's something that's happening right now in this collective where this grief, the rage, the frustration, the confusion, the hurt, the heartbreak is all resurfacing. And I believe it's resurfacing because you're going through this shift. I think that, yes, this collective is going through a shift, but I think that you personally are going through this shift, like a timeline jump. But I almost feel like that's almost too soft to say in this heaviness of everything. I feel like a timeline jump is just not enough. That's not even the right terminology, the right phrasing for what's happening right now. I don't even know if quantum leaping is the right word for it. There's this evolution of you that's happening right now. There's this evolution. Let me get comfortable. As comfortable as I can get. There's this evolution of you that you are going through. And yes, it's beautiful, but it might be hard to see that beauty until you step out of it, or until you've just finished the cry session or the rage session or whatever it is. It's like in the moment it doesn't feel beautiful. It feels anything but beautiful. It feels anything but evolution, right? It can, for sure. It can feel like you're almost falling backwards or spiraling out of control when you felt like you were finally starting to get control, or at least starting to feel like you had a little bit more understanding and clarity around these situations, these traumas, this heartache, this hurt, the confusion. You felt like you were starting to understand it, and then this is happening, and it's like, what's happening? Why am I reliving this and all at once? And why is it so heavy? And why does it seem like it's just hitting you? Like, that's what I feel like this energy is, you guys. I feel like you might just be on a walk somewhere and you're listening to a podcast and it's just fun, or you're listening to some music, and then out of nowhere, it could be a song that triggers it. It could be you see someone smiling across the road, or you just something. You walk past a place that you used to know, or something triggers that moment, and you just fall to pieces. I just got chills in my left arm. And I just want to cry right now, you guys. And you just fall to pieces, and it feels like the wildest roller coaster you've ever been on times 75. Like, the emotions you've all experienced before in the past, but all happening now, and just out of order and out of whack, like out of timeline. Like, something from yesterday is triggering you, and then something from 7 years ago is triggering you, and then something, that You stub your toe presently, and then that triggers you, and then you go back to 15 years ago, and that's, and I don't mean trigger necessarily in like trigger anger or trigger like some sort of, it's just triggering a response, it's triggering a reaction, it's triggering healing mode is what I'm hearing. It's triggering healing mode. And healing mode is not always fun. It's fun to feel healed and be healed in certain areas, or to feel like you are in a better place, but it's not fun going through the healing. Mm. Whatever these things are that you're going through that are resurfacing, I just want you to know that this is confirmation that you are evolving, that your soul is being called to higher and bigger and greater things that you are more aligned with. And the reason these things are being surfaced are because you are pouring into yourself the light and the love and the forgiveness and the grace and the happiness and the peace that you are giving yourself. That you're no longer searching for that validation outside of you. And as you're doing that, if you guys remember my video earlier this last week where I used the analogy of a pitcher, where you're pouring in this healing water, this clean water, this higher vibrational energy, and all the things inside. There's all of these things that are that stand for the pain, the trauma, the shadows, just anything that has not been worked with and released, or maybe you've worked on it a little bit, but it's still there inside your vessel. The pitcher is your vessel, is your body, your soul. And you're pouring in this positivity, you're pouring in the healing process, you're pouring in the love and the light and the positivity and all of the things. And as you do that, all these things rise to the surface, and they're all coming up, and it feels like you're like, what am I doing? I'm pouring in all of this love, light, positivity. Why is all of this yuck and stuck coming up? And just feeling like it's surfaced. But it's just confirmation that you are doing the work and that you are onto this next level, and you're about to have this clean picture, metaphorically, of course, and we're always going through the healing. I can never say that enough. You're never just in a place of like, okay, I'm healed, everything's great, everything's perfect, I have no shadows, I have no problems, nothing triggers me anymore. Like, you get to a place of more groundedness and centeredness, but we're always on a healing journey. And our souls, especially if you're this soul that I'm talking to and you're still watching this video right now, I believe that your soul found this video because you're going through this phase right now, this place in your life right now, that everything is just triggering heavy, heavy emotional responses, where you just can go from laughing and skipping one moment to just crying or screaming in your pillow, or just wanting to hermit and not talk to anybody, or wanting to call everybody and vent. all at the same time. And if you were to look at yourself from the outside, from an outside perspective, it's like, whoa, that person's crazy, I'm crazy, that's me, oh no. Like, going through all of these ebbs and flows, like, how can you literally be crying and then laughing 1 minute later? But that is part of the healing process. And as you allow yourself to feel these things, and you grieve, and you allow yourself to let these emotions surface and bubble up, as you continue to keep pouring love into your body, into your life, into your soul, into your daily habits, and you're practicing gratitude, and you're just doing all of the things that bring happiness and gratitude and gratefulness and excitement and satisfaction to your soul, you're helping these things come to the surface and come out. Okay, so keep feeling these things. Keep allowing yourself to feel this crazy whirlwind of all of the emotions. And of course, along with emotions coming up, memories come up attached to them, right? And I feel like that's honestly the hardest part, because some of these emotions can be so beautiful, and you're remembering like, wow, I remember when this happened. I remember when I still had this person in my life. I remember when I did that fun thing and that made me laugh. I remember when I felt so happy and free, but it was really like, in this place now, you can look at it and be like, I just didn't know what I didn't know, right? Or maybe I was purposely putting blinders on because I just loved this person or this job or this thing that I was doing so much. But either way, I didn't realize the pain and the stuckness and the isolation I was truly in at that point. And so all of these emotions are surfacing, and you're feeling these things, although you're still in the healing process and you're feeling better and you're liking and loving where you're going in life, and you're liking these new boundaries that you've set and these new passion projects you're diving into. You're loving this new soul tribe and these people that truly do genuinely see you and support you coming in. And then these memories come in almost as if to like fog up the clarity, to fog up the peace. But it's not fogging it up. It's allowing you to relive it once again, not as punishment, not as karma, but to relive it because I believe as souls, we signed up for this human experience, and we signed up to have these specific situations, events, and evolution that we're going through right now, and everything we've gone through in our past. And we get the beautiful, bittersweet gift to experience all of these emotions to their fullest depths. And if we didn't allow ourselves to fully grieve or fully go through that process, then we get to relive it again. I laugh because it's like, oh no, I don't want to, but that is part of the healing process, and that is part of the human experience, and that is part of growth and evolution, and learning the capacity at what you can love at, the capacity of patience you actually have inside of you, even when you feel like, oh, I'm just so impatient, everything triggers me. And you get to learn that you actually do have the capacity to hold patience in space, the capacity that you have to love and forgive not only yourself but others as well. I feel like I almost needed to say that in reverse, because yourself is the biggest thing. You have the capacity to forgive and love others and yourself as well. That sounds better that way around. You guys, it's so beautiful and powerful to know that you're going through this, and know that this is confirmation of your soul's evolution, and that you are doing the healing work and the shadow work, and you are moving away from the things that no longer serve you. The lessons you've learned, you're bringing with you, but the things that taught you those lessons, you can now step away from. And this is the last part of it, where it's just coming to the surface and you're feeling it, and it feels heavy, because I feel it. I feel it in my throat. I feel it in my chest and my heart, a little bit in my forehead. It just feels like there's this blockage, but it's because it's all of this sacral root energy that's just coming up, and you've been processing it and working with it and moving away from it day by day, and now it's sitting right here into these higher upper chakras, where you're really starting to process them, speak them out, think about them, dream about them, heal through them with your heart, experience real love, experience the depth of your own love. You guys, I'm feeling so emotional right now. To experience what you thought was the depth of your love and the capacity of what you could hold, or what you could experience, or what you could give. And in this healing process, you're realizing that it's so much deeper and so much more. But you're having to experience all of this and have it come up to the surface right now, so you can, in an essence, say goodbye. Say goodbye to those things. You still have those memories. You still remember those people, that amazing job that you had that taught you so much, that place that you moved away from that held so many great memories. You're never going to forget those. But they don't have to be tainted by the toxicity and the trauma. They don't have to be tainted by the unhealed version of you that lived and experienced those things. Because now the new version of you gets to carry those beautiful, powerful memories of those people, places, and things, and now gets to experience even more love, and even more grace, and even more patience, and even more peace. These past couple days have just been so full of reminding you of what you have right now. And maybe you've been doing more gratitude practices, which is so awesome because that's such a huge part of healing, to remind yourself, even though you feel like you might have lost or stepped away from something or someone, that look at what you have now. Look at what you have now. And when you have those gratitude practices every day, you remind yourself of how beautiful life really is, along with the hardship, along with the pain, along with the loss. It's still so beautiful, and you get to experience this. Your life isn't complacent and isn't meant to be stagnant and complacent. It isn't meant to be boring and blasé. You're not meant to be any ordinary person. Your soul has a higher calling, and it's calling you to continue on through this healing process because you're so close to experiencing the deepest love you've ever felt before. You're so close. And you're already getting glimpses of it. I know you are. If this video found you, it was for a reason. And maybe you're still right in the midst of all of this and it still feels very heavy. Maybe you're still feeling it in the pit of your stomach and your gut, and you still have to process it up here where you speak it out. Where you share what you've gone through. You share your truth. You live in honesty and authenticity and with integrity. You might still be in the middle of all this and it feels so heavy. But just keep pouring in that water, that healing water. Keep pouring in that love and light to yourself, that forgiveness for yourself, for who you once were, that past version of you. Because they were meaningful too. They were powerful too. But they only knew what they knew at that time. And look at you now. And you get to look back at that inner version of you, that past version of you, that child version of you, and you get to offer that love and that guidance and that grace and that forgiveness to yourself. And that is so powerful that you get to do that. And as you're doing that, your soul tribe is coming in, because even though you may not feel magnetic or attractive right in this moment, you are. You are so magnetic and you are so powerful. And your soul tribe is coming in to support you. And you won't have to handle all of this all on your own anymore. You won't have to do this alone or feel isolated. You're doing the work and you're magnetizing the people that do want to give you that love, that do want to show you and remind you of who the fuck you are. This place of healing that you're in right now is so sacred. It is so sacred. Because once you move through this, your life is going to be so different. You're not going to have to experience that type of pain again. Your soul went through that, those karmic relationships, that karmic timeline that you were in. And you chose to change within. You chose to take accountability and do the inner work, the shadow work. You chose to look at yourself and say, I know I have a higher calling and I can do better. And I don't say that out of shame and blame for myself. I say that out of love because I know I can do better. I know that I'm called to be more. And I know that I'm called to share what I've gone through my experiences, to help not only grow and learn and heal, evolve myself, but to help others and show them it's possible. That's you. That's you. You might be feeling called to write a book or make a podcast or start posting your story, even just writing it in your diary or journal right now. Because your soul knows it has a higher calling. You went through all of this so you could evolve, so you could get to this place to show others who are now going through it themselves. that it's possible. And not only is it possible, that they are capable of doing this as well, and that you can support them, and that they have a support system. You may not have felt like you had that yourself, and so you figured it out how to do it on your own without everybody. But now the next future generation doesn't have to do it by themselves. That's what's so effing powerful, you guys. Your children and your children's children, this is making me so emotional. So maybe you have kids and this means something to you, or maybe you want to have kids, or maybe you're watching your own kids grow up and have their own kids at this point. But you are doing the generational work. You're doing the self-work internally, the soul work, the karmic work, so that the next generation doesn't have to carry that baggage like you had to carry from your family, from your parents, from your generations before you. You are doing such incredible work right now by pouring in this healing water, you guys. It's like, oh my goodness. I need a sip of my smoothie. Hang on, guys. You're nourishing your soul right now. Maybe with food and smoothies, whole foods, healthy foods, you're eating more produce. Maybe you're drinking more water. But you're taking care of your body, your vessel, your soul, and you're doing the inner work, and you're feeling that right now. You're feeling the heaviness of that right now, because this is your evolution. This is your soul's evolution. You're helping yourself grow and heal from this so that others don't have to experience the heaviness that you had to. So that your kids and their kids and all the generations afterwards don't have to experience this pain. Not to the level that you did. We can't protect them from everything, right? Life happens, but the fact that you had to grow up carrying this generational trauma, which is ingrained in your DNA, and then you witness it and you live it and you experience it in your own family, and then you grow up and you still have to witness it, even if you're more distant or separate from them, and you still carry that, and you're told by society and your family and other people that you have to carry that, and that that's your job and responsibility, and to just suck it up and deal with it. But you didn't do that. You said, no, enough is enough. I will be the end of this cycle. I will be the end of this trauma. I will be the end of the generation and the people that think they have to carry this. That that's part of them, and that they just are broken. That they just have to live as a broken person. No, they fluffing do not. And you're the one who's telling them that. You're the one who's demonstrating that through your life, through your experiences. So yeah, it feels heavy. And yeah, you might feel like you're on a freaking roller coaster. Smiling, then laughing, then crying, then yelling, then screaming, then sleeping, then energy, then falling back to sleep again. Like, your body and your nervous system are re-regulating because you're doing the work. It doesn't just happen overnight. We wish it did, right? But then at the same time, we wish it doesn't, because we have to experience the healing process too, to show people it's possible. To step away from this instant gratification society that we're told and programmed to believe. That things just happen overnight. Success just happens overnight. Healing just happens overnight. You can just get up and walk away so easily. No, it doesn't happen that way. But you know what? Others don't have to continue to hold on to that pain like you had to, because you're showing them and you're breaking these cycles and you're doing the healing. And you are demonstrating that it is possible, and that you are capable to do this, and that you are strong, that you're powerful, and that you can transmute your pain into power. And your kids aren't going to have to grow up that way. How beautiful is that? I know personally, a little personal share here, and I don't mean this to like throw my parents under the bus, but I know that personally, up until I was in my late 20s, and even then it was only one of my parents that did this, but I did not have my parents telling me that they hoped and wished greater for me than they ever achieved, or that they wanted better for me, or that they were quite the opposite. Actually, they would outright tell me that I would never become anything, that I wasn't going to achieve anything, and that everything I did try to do that was outside of the box, or that was different than what they suggested, or what society told me to do, or what the church said that I had to be, they would ridicule and shame me and sometimes isolate me and punish me for stepping outside of that. And I feel like that's you too. I feel like this collective, a lot of you guys in this collective might have had a childhood like that. And even if you didn't, you might have had friends or other people that were in your life that as you grew up telling you you wouldn't be able to do that, or that you're not going to be anything, or that your head's too much in the clouds, and that you should bring yourself back down, as if that's some sort of gift to be able to stay below and stay the same. And you've decided you're not going to be that anymore. Your soul already knew that you were called to more. Even as a child, you might have already known that. But even if you didn't consciously know, your soul knew that you were going to be called to more. And you had to experience people trying to suppress you and trying to tell you that you weren't worthy of those things, or that you weren't capable, or that you weren't going to go anywhere if you opened that business or that job, or that you dated this person, that it was just going to end horribly, or if you moved away that you would just get no more support, or whatever things that they tried to tell you no to. You still did them, right? A lot of them you still did. And even if you weren't successful to their standards, you lived and learned, right? And then you kept moving on, and that gave you the courage to start the new business. So even if the first one didn't work, you started the new one. If that other relationship did end, it's not because that person told you it was going to end. It's because you realized you lived and learned and what you deserved, and you found your worth, and you moved on to a better relationship, or a stronger one, or just another one where you learned more from. You didn't let this complacency and the stagnancy and living in the status quo, like your family or society has told you to, hold you down. It's tried to. It's tried its damnedest. It's tried to. And there might have been moments where you even started to doubt yourself and say, yeah, maybe I am a little bit too much head in the clouds. Maybe I am living in la la land, and maybe I'm not being realistic. And you let that at times suppress you, or your creativity, or your ability to open your heart to the fullest and receive the love. But not anymore. Not anymore. There is a reason you're going through this right now. And it's because you're shedding it. You're shedding the old version of you finally. And I don't mean that as if it's about damn time, right? It's about like you've gone through so much, and it just felt like it's been never ending in this constant cycle. And that's because you were in a cyclical karmic cycle. That's why it felt that way. But guess what? You just stepped aside. You just stepped out of it, and you're flushing that away, saying thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the time and the people and the places that I got to meet that helped me grow. I'm so grateful for them. But I know my soul has a different calling now. Different from where you were living. It's always had that same calling, right? But different from where you were living. And now you're going to live it. Now you're going to live your soul's calling and your soul's purpose. So just keep allowing yourself to feel, because that is healing. Keep allowing yourself to grieve and be angry and relive the heavy moments. Because it's different from when you were letting it ruminate and hold you down. This is you living it and then saying goodbye to it, putting it to rest, saying I love the old version of me, but I no longer align with that version. And I lovingly put you to rest. And it's beautiful. I'm gonna cry again, you guys. And it's so beautiful. I just closed my eyes and I just saw an angel hugging you. They're wrapping their arms around you. Your ancestors are so proud of you, because they weren't able to release that generational trauma. They weren't able to do what you're doing right now. And you are literally so powerful. You are literally a cycle breaker. You are changing the world. You guys, I do not say this lightly. You are quite literally changing the world to come. You are stopping these cycles and creating a whole new life for yourself and for future people after you to come. You have planted the seed. You are growing your garden, and people get to witness your beautiful garden. They get to see the bloom of your garden. They get to pick from the fruits and produce and vegetables from your garden. because you did that. And you're still doing it, even though it's hard. You guys, oh my gosh, you're so powerful, and I love you guys so much. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you guys too. I I just want to say, you guys, 440 something, I haven't looked in the past couple of days. 400, over 400 subscribers in 2 months since I've started this channel. You guys, I've never been a numbers person. I've never cared about that. I don't have a goal. I don't have a timeline for that. But to see this family keep growing, and also, you guys, the gratitude. Oh my gosh. So many of you guys have donated. I keep saying donated. I don't know if that's the right word. I have a tip jar in my description box in all my videos, and something happened this last week. I don't know what it was. I've had a few of you guys donate or do the tip jar before, and it's never expected, but it's always so deeply appreciated. And something happened this last week where it was like I was on this road trip, and over the 3-hour road trip, it was ding, 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 like nonstop, you guys. I don't know what it was, but I'm so grateful for you guys. You guys have just been such a huge support system for me, holding this space for me, and I hope that this community, that this soul tribe only keeps growing and flourishing. I know it will, but like that's the intention I put into all my videos, is that it finds the people it's meant to find, and that this just keeps growing, because it's just confirmation that not only are you doing the evolution yourself and growing, i.e. this channel is growing too, is showing that it's going to only keep expanding. Our garden's going to just keep growing. And it's not going to be capped off and just be boxed into this fence. It's going to be this unfenced garden that just keeps flourishing through earth. You guys are the change makers, the way pavers. And you're doing that right now through your own experiences, through your own self, through your own body. All the work you're doing too. You guys are looking freaking spicy, okay? All of the work you're doing, the healthy foods you're eating, drinking, consuming, the exercise you're doing, the healing, the spiritual healing, it's all making you look so freaking fly. You guys look so good. You look so good. Spicy, okay? And I love it, because as you continue to keep doing the healing and the inner work and the outer work, your body starts to change. And even if you're not quite doing the activities yet, you're not into the exercise quite yet, that's okay. I feel like you will, because the soul path cares, or the soul tribe cares about their health, their vessel. It's not about their appearance. That's a side effect, right? When you care about your vessel, you care about your health. The side effect is looking great, is getting looking. That's the only words I have. But that's the side effect of it. That's what I tell my clients too, as a holistic health coach. It's like, don't focus on the scale. Don't focus on what you want to look like. Focus on getting healthy and taking care of your body. And the side effect is looking better. Isn't that freaking crazy? I could go into a whole topic about that with so many different things, but you guys are like doing the freaking work. And even if you're not quite into the activity and the exercise yet, the energetic spiritual work is still transmuting and changing that. You might be noticing that things are purging. You might be losing weight. You might be breaking out more. You might be sweating more. You're definitely burping and farting more. I'm just going to say gas is coming out, because it's coming out in lots of different places. Our body, our vessel, is going to respond in the spiritual, energetic way that you are working with it. So it's releasing things. And as you release things, your body starts to change. Things start to change. Your appearance starts to change. And it just gets better from here, okay? I love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye!